Hey guys, Joshua Laycock here, Lifestyle Evolution. So I had some really good feedback from some people on the video that I did yesterday about not getting in the way of love and not getting in the way of good things. And, some people, I don't know, maybe were a little uncomfortable with that message, but that's okay. I think it's an important message. But I also don't want to shy away from some of the messages or the things that I feel or the things that I believe that are maybe not popular going the other way. And I thought, why not show a bit of what will appear to be, I think, a dichotomy around what I said yesterday. Which it's not, but, so bear with me. And while I said, and I believe that it's okay to not understand everyone's motivations. It's okay to not understand what makes everybody tick, as long as you don't get in their way. I also don't believe, personally, that it is my responsibility to pull everybody up. I don't believe that it is my responsibility to make everyone better, to rescue everybody, or to go out of my way to help everybody. And on the face of it, that can feel pretty cold, because it necessarily means that there are people that will flounder, that will struggle, and I will choose to do nothing about it. But what do I really mean by that? Well, let's unpack that statement a little bit. Because first of all, I want to clarify something. I don't believe that you can really make anybody do anything. I think that you can exert influence, and in certain situations you can exert authority, but you can't make someone think something. You can't make someone do something. You can't make someone believe something. You can't make a person want to be better. You can't make a person want to get in shape. You can't make a person want to get their financial house in order. You can influence them and you can encourage them, and you can lead by example. And that's where I think a lot of people struggle. Because in as much as there is a rift within our society that is divisive right now, there is also an equally strong countercurrent, which I do like, that is about equality for everybody, giving everyone equal opportunity, encouraging everyone, and treating everyone fairly. Okay, fine. But I think a lot of people misunderstand this concept and evolve it in this world of extremes that I've talked about ad nauseum. Is that you have to want to help and save everybody, and if you don't, how dare you? How dare you not stop and give a homeless person $1 every time you see them? How dare you not stop and help every single person who seems to be struggling? How dare you not give everything that you have to make everybody better? Well, unfortunately, that's a losing proposition, because as a human being, I only have so much energy. I only have so many resources, and I only have so many skill sets. I can't help everybody. And quite frankly, I don't want to. Who do I want to help? I want to help the people that want to help themselves. I want to help the people who are ready to move forward in their life. I want to help the people who come to me and say, I'm stuck doing X and I would need some help. But what I don't do is I don't do handouts. There's a concept that I really love. I believe it's Sean Whalen who either coined the phrase or certainly made it popular. And while I don't agree with everything that Sean Whalen has to say, that's not the point. He brought forward this concept of the tugboat versus the lighthouse. The tugboat, noble as it may seem, goes out into the storm and grabs people by the scruff of the neck and drags them back to safe harbor at great peril to themselves. But rarely does the tugboat change the opinions of the people who are being saved. Rarely does the tugboat instill a lesson, right? You can drag that boat back to port, but there is nothing to suggest that that boat will learn its lesson, or the captain of that ship won't then race out again and get themselves in trouble again and again. Because like the trapeze or the high wire acrobat who has a safety net, they will take more chances, they will take more risks, foolish risks. Because in the back of their mind, there's the knowledge that that net is always there. The tugboat will always come and save me. And I think that that is a big mistake. Because not only is it a massive expenditure of energy on behalf of the tugboat for relatively little ROI. Oh my God, saving someone is low ROI. It is relative to the fact that I think if you do it right, you can save dozens or thousands or millions or billions if you have such an audacious goal. Tough things to say, but it's true. I would much rather allow an individual to flounder and conserve energy and save 100 people who want to be saved. So what does that mean? That means you become a lighthouse. Similar objectives, right? Getting the ship back safely. But the lighthouse stands firm, puts themselves at risk. They are at the edge. They are being pounded by the waves, but they stand tall and they shine a bright light. They exert limited energy relative to the payoff, relative to what a tugboat has to do. But they show people the way to safety. They show people the way to a safe harbor. The ship still has to decide to follow that light. The ship still has to decide, that's the right path for me. I'm going to take it. The lighthouse's responsibility isn't to change people's minds. It is to show them a path. Maybe. How do you figure this out? Well, maybe the first time boats were smashing into the rocks and someone said, hey, let's put a light here so people stop smashing into rocks. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I've screwed a lot of stuff up in my life. I've smashed into a lot of rocks. And I finally got to the point where I kind of stopped smashing into as many rocks, or at least not as hard. And I said, you know what? I might be able to build a lighthouse here and show some people there's rocks here. Best not smash into them as hard as I have. You can learn from my mistakes if you so choose. You don't have to look. You can always close your eyes. You can look the other way. You may see that someone else's light shines brighter than mine, and that's okay too. There are lots of lights out there if you're looking for them. But what I struggle to do is expend a huge amount of resources, whether it's physical or monetary or cognitive or spiritual energy, on people who don't want to help themselves. So yes, there are people that I will not help. There are people that I am not concerned with helping. Do I see people who I think are floundering, who are constantly banging against the rocks? Do I wish that they would see the light? Do I wish that they would come to me and say, you know what, I'm tired of banging against the rocks. I could really use some help finding the way home. I will help those people every single time. Every single time. But we need to make sure that we're not trying to save everybody or fix every problem, particularly those people who don't want to be helped or have yet to learn that they need some help. Very rarely do we succeed in life on our own. We require the help. And you know what? The world does need tugboats from time to time. And there are people in this world who do yeoman's work acting as tugboats. And I respect them. And if that's their calling, then so be it. The world does need tugboats from time to time. But it's not my calling. And I make a pretty lousy tugboat. But I'm trying to make a relatively effective lighthouse. So, yes, there may be times where I say to someone, or I might turn away. Truth. But I will always try and shine my light. I will never hide my light from someone who I think needs to see it. I will never deny someone access to the light because we see things differently or we share different views. But I won't always swim out and grab you by the scruff of the neck and pull you back. Because I don't think that you will learn from that. It doesn't benefit me. And how does it not benefit me? It doesn't benefit me because then I'm not fulfilling my purpose. And it wastes my energy to help the other people who come to me and say, I could really use your help. Help me be better. Help me learn from the mistakes that you've made. Help me to stop smashing into the rocks. So in some circles, the lighthouse tugboat analogy is really driven home hard. It's almost cliche now, but I think a lot of cliches are there because they're real. Be a lighthouse, I think. If your calling is to be a tugboat, then bless you and go be a tugboat. But remember, a tugboat can't save everybody. Neither can a lighthouse. You have to choose your calling. I choose to be a lighthouse. I choose to try and lead by example. And we do have to accept the reality that we cannot change people. We can't make people do things. We can't make people not do things. All we can do is show them the way and show them some safe harbor. So, as I said, if you're a tugboat, bless you. Make sure that as a tugboat, you know where the lighthouses are. And if your calling is to be a lighthouse, stand bright. But remember that you can't choose to see who sees. You just have to put it out there. But most importantly, if you're someone who is maybe floundering, who's struggling, I would argue, do not wait for a tugboat to come and save your ass. Because there are only so many tugboats and they're tired. You have a responsibility. You either got yourself in this mess, or quite frankly, someone else put you in this mess. It doesn't matter. Look for the lighthouse. Follow the light. Lead by example. Let other people lead by example. Create your own solutions. I hope that whatever you're looking for, whether you're putting it out there or you're taking it in, you find it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.